Hello, everyone. Yeah, let's wait a bit till we have more people. I think let's wait five more people to all, I don't know, 10 or 5 Pacific time zone. And yeah, and then start. If you have any questions, you can post them into the chat and I will answer them slowly. Everyone else will see it on recorded video. How's your day going, by the way? I have a good weather in my area. It's usually foggy during the summer, and right now it's clear blue sky. It's really great. So let's start soon. Hi, Raju. Nice to see you here. Yeah, MBA is good. I also wanted MBA at some point. You know. Okay, let's start. I think I have a couple of ideas that we can discuss today. Yeah, we'll read them out loud soon, and after it, we also have some questions. Yeah, it would be great if we will have some discussions online. You can post your questions here. Right now, not so many people, as you see. Yeah, but it's also good because it's my first stream. So yeah, today I'm going to discuss about the career in this year, 2024. Some ideas how to find a job, how to apply, what's easier to do, what is not, maybe some practice. Some ideas about offer negotiation because it's also like a huge point, and it's I don't know. For me, it was really hard every time to negotiate. I know the offer price, especially, and maybe some other things that related to offer. Yeah, we can also discuss how to prepare for interview, maybe some good practice. I will cover everything that related to software engineering. Yeah, have a lack of knowledge about management and MBA related stuff. So, Raju. Um, yeah, so we can also discuss then different career tracks, also for the management, for staff engineering. I know engineering till you reach the staff role. Yeah, what you need. I know about the career, like do you need to lead code for prepare or not. Another hot topics that we can touch today, it's AI and how we can use AI on daily basis, so it's useful or not, and I can share my experience how I use it. I use it pretty much frequently, for sure. Yeah. So let's start about the career in this year. I believe situations became better. Especially, I'm not sure about the whole world actually, but for the United States, California, Bay Area, especially, the market became healthy right now. A lot of open positions. The company started to hire people. If compared to the last year, even I don't know, early this year during the winter season, it was really hard to find a new job. A lot of people, I don't know, got the layoff unfortunately, and a lot of my friends laid off, and they spent months to I don't know find just another opportunity, even though they were on the senior roles, which is more simpler for them to find open positions compared to middle or junior engineers. So even for senior or staff roles, they spent months, last year. This year, its situation became way healthy, way better. From my experience, I also switched a company recently. Yeah, before I worked for the Lyft. Right now, I'm working for the Meta. And for me, it's I received a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities to join. A lot of invite to interviews and so on sports. No issues right now, but it's also related to positions. So yeah, I will cover it a bit later, I believe. So yeah, like highlight here, it's easier to find some senior positions work compared to middle or junior. For middle and junior engineers, it's still hard to find. I know a lot of people who on the like middle engineers like L4. They spend months just sending resumes and trying to find point of contact. Maybe some have some referrals, but still they still not have a good chance to find and even go through the interview process to have at least one offer. Yeah, it's an issue, but I believe station will be better soon. But it's for engineering, for AI related stuff, ML, data scientists. They have more open position because it's like a hot topic right now, and I see a lot of people can join AI or ML related positions right now, even if they like just on the start of their career. Yeah, it's good for them, not good for the other software engineers, but yeah, it is as it is. um, yeah, what the other thing on my list to discuss? Yeah, I can actually find a job. um, I can say that here is a couple of steps. For sure, you prepare your resume or CV, maybe cover letter, send it to, I don't know, employers. If it's like United States, it can be LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, and so on and so forth. A lot of sites that can where you can post your CV. For sure, it's way better if you have some referrals and some people can refer you. So here is you can choose different options. Yeah, for sure, it's better if your friends, especially if they work with you in the same team. So this kind of referral most valuable. The other people can refer you if you just have a friends of friends. I know some sites. I haven't used them, but I know they exist that you can join and find some referral from different companies because some people willing to be referral for you and gain some money if you pass through this process and join the company and so on and so forth. So this service still exists. Yeah, you have to Google it. Uh, because I don't know the name right now, but I yeah heard a lot about it. Another options to find a referral is that also works, and from my friends who currently looking for their job and their recruiters or reverse recruiters suggest them to just contact lots of people in LinkedIn on senior staff position, maybe managers, the people who in charge to, I don't know, hire people or can contact with hiring managers. So just reach out them saying that okay, we have this situation. I can, yeah, I'm really interested in these positions. If you have some, yeah, this is my background and so forth, like a couple of sentence, because no one will want to read a lot of about you about unknown people. Yeah, just say hi and let's try. As I heard, it works, and if you send, I know, some messages, this kind of short messages for 50 people across different companies, so at least a couple of them will refer you finally, and yeah, it will work for you. Beside of referrals, yeah, and sending some resumes and post them on some site for recruitment, you can also hire some reverse recruiting agency. They will find some companies for you, but they also can take some money from you. It can be like one of two options. The first options, they have some fixed price, for example, like a couple of $1,000. Uh, yeah, and the second option, they will uh, charge you from your salary, some percent of your future salary, and you will send them money each month when you, I don't know, when the company, your future employer, will pay for you. Another kind of reverse agency, here is a lot of companies that also help you to find a job. They will teach you and train for particular, you know, exercise like coding interviews, system designs, and so forth. And they will use the same schema, like fixed price, but it's like $10,000, maybe more, um, usually more. or they will charge you as well some percent of your salary for, I don't know, year up to 3 years that I saw. So it's also an option, especially if you like junior or middle engineer, and it's really hard for you to find actual job. So you can try to find these kind of agencies, and they will help you to find a job. On the other hand, as I see, I try to work with them, trying to see how they actually operate, and I don't see like big difference between you really hard sending your resumes, you prepare this your resume and change it accordingly. For example, it's like good tips to rewrite resume maybe with AI to for some particular job description, and to highlight some special skills that the current company looking for. Um, Another options, yeah, it's just LinkedIn and have some social network, maybe to ask your friends to refer you, or at least to post about that you're looking for some job position in their social network. It helps a lot. Yeah, especially if you're looking for the company abroad in different countries, and you want to relocate for sure. Yeah, what else? Where's my plan? So I have a plan of today's discussion on my phone. Yeah. Um, do you have any questions about how to find a job? Maybe some advice, maybe just what's on top of your mind? Nope. Okay, we can go on, and if you will have your questions, you can share it. Um, yeah, preparing for the interview. Preparing for the interview can be different from position you're applying, your level, and yeah, actually the track. You can be like software engineer, AI, maybe your manager. So if you apply for fun companies, sorry, or big tech companies, your interview process will be more or less the same. So you will still have coding interviews, you will have system design, you will have behavior. So it's different just amount of sessions. For example, if you're a software engineer, you will have a couple of coding sessions, one system design and one behavior. For engineering position or manager, oh yes, sorry, for management positions, you will have more sessions that relate to behavior stuff, maybe some special session if you're ML engineer, but it's also related to system design. Another session for product managers, but for product managers, they ask you about the same behavioral questions, but more or less related to product manager or project management, if it depends on position. Yeah, so, and I told about it. If I'm specialized in software engineering, and I know a lot about it, not about management stuff and so on and so forth. Yeah, I can be useful for software engineering advices. I hope so. Yeah. About the coding, yeah, I said about in my one of my videos that coding is important because you have to know how to code, but it also depends on your level. If you um, if you junior or middle, so it's definitely you will have to, I don't know, code, and it's main point for your interview process, because you have a lack of knowledge about system design. For sure you have to know something, but no one thinks that you will, I don't know, master it. If you apply for senior and staff position, so they will rely on system design and behavior instead of coding stuff. So coding is like true or false. You can pass or you can fail, but it doesn't relate to your leveling. Ballot 13, did you have a job offer when you prepared an O1 visa? Yes, yes. When I prepared my O1 visa, I had my, yeah, just step back for the question as far as we have them. Yeah, it's a good part. Uh, yeah, I started to have interview in different companies, different countries. And once I have, yeah, as far as we talking about O1 visa, so it's United States related, I got an offer, and then we started to discuss how I can relocate to this company, to this country, to start working on site. The first option was H1B visa, which is like a standard visa for workers. But the issue with this visa is that you can obtain it only once a year, and it's lottery based. And actually, it's worth good if you have master's degree, especially in the United States. I do have my master's degree, but outside, and it doesn't count. Uh, Also, some special condition for Singaporean citizen and maybe someone else. So it's yeah, it's better to check. Maybe I'm not really proficient with these lawyer advices. I'm not a lawyer in that area. So yeah, about visas. Yeah, I applied for H1B, failed, and then yeah, they said, okay, not the option. Maybe we can try next year. And they asked, maybe we do have another options. They said, okay, maybe one visa if you have some achievements before. Yeah, I started to collect like all my achievements from kindergarten and so on so forth. That yeah, for sure, it should be like work related. In different products you can do it by your own, or the company will do it by yourself. So here's two kind of O visas. We can discuss this different separately. But yeah, then I um, on my experience offer and then O1 visa. But I know a lot of people who do it differently. You can apply to the lawyer. I know 5 years ago it cost about $10,000 for the lawyer advice. Right now it's more, maybe 15. And they will help you to prepare some documents for your O1 visa, and you can work in the area of your visa in the United States and then find a job separately. This visa is not assigned to your company. It will be assigned to your agent, which is your lawyer, basically. Yeah, the next question. Yeah, I hope I answered this question about O1 visa. Does Meta provide internship for MBA students? Not sure, not sure. Uh, uh, I believe there is some internship in Meta. Probably yes, especially if you graduated from I don't know, some university recently, you can apply. But it also depends on the job market. So last year, I'm not sure about the Meta for sure. I haven't been there last year, but as I see, it was really hard to join any companies, especially for internship positions, because yeah, there is no openings. On the openings for staff or seniors. But it depends on different companies. I'm not able to share because it's kind of NDA. But I know, like in the Bay Area, some companies started to hire uh, interns because it's cheaper. But it's long-term stuff because you have to grow them. And also about my observations about the job market in the Bay Area in California. Maybe it's not, I don't know, not fair, and it's my personal observation. I don't have some input for it, but I see that many companies lay off people, employees actually in the United States, and they still hire outside, which is like on my point of view, it's obvious because in the United States you have to pay people a lot, especially RSU stocks. which is you can do not in the other countries. And yeah, a lot of companies started to do so, unfortunately, because people outside the United States are cheaper. Yeah, I faced this pattern before in different companies in different countries when I working for in my career. Yeah, and I believe maybe it's related to recession here in the United States, but it's happened. On the other hand, the companies in the United States still hire people, hire a lot. Yeah, and if you, I don't know, have some senior position, it will be easier to apply. But for internship, yeah, it can be tricky. But another good part for interns that it will be way easier if you intern to apply for the company uh, than if you would be junior or maybe middle. So for internship, it's way easier to apply than junior positions. Yeah. Okay. While waiting another questions, I can also like continue my monologue about something. Yeah, some preparation for the interview, some coding and mock interviews. Um, yeah. So I want also say that it can be, especially for the coding interview, it can be different from company to company. And I apply for fun companies, or it can be like small startup or company that not so big, which is a lot of such companies here. Actually, in the Bay Area, they are not startup, but they have different type of interviews. Oh, sorry, it's my birds. Uh, and if you apply for a fun company, it's easier to, I don't know, practice lead code style for the coding interview, lead code style tasks, and go with algorithms. But if you apply for some smaller company, I don't know, one of the example from my, maybe not my, yeah, experience, and no, I'm able to share or not, but I think it's open information. So, for example, for the blog, which is like Square and all this stuff, banking company, banking related company, I can say, um, if you apply for them, you will be asked about some domain specific areas and write a code related to them, like I don't know, something related to banking area for the blog. It will be live coding sessions with the tasks more related to, I don't know, actual words that you will do and in, I don't know, real life. It's not just algorithmic task like if you apply for the Meta, Google, or whenever Apple, yeah, and so on and so forth. Um, yeah, here is a lot of like big companies, really big companies, where you want and you're able to apply without really mastering your lead code of style tasks. And if you're good at coding, you can apply them, and they will have some live coding sessions, maybe some code review sessions. Yeah, that's it. But from my experience this summer, because this summer I also applied for different companies, a lot of them passed through a lot of interviews. So this was like one of idea to start this channel in YouTube as well, to just share my knowledge about that I gain from different companies. Um, yeah, and it's really hard to focus between two types of companies. So for one of them, you need to master your lead code style interviews. For the other companies, you have to focus on live coding. And to prepare for two of them together, it's really, really exhausting. So I would like to suggest you just think about would you like to apply to, I don't know, fun companies. It would be Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Google, whenever, or it will be like big companies, but with different type of interview, like Square, Duolingo, um, Snapchat, whenever. They are big. They provide a lot of opportunities, good experience in the future, but the interview really different from, I don't know, fun companies. Another questions that I have: could you share a list of behavior interview questions that you consider to be most frequent? Okay, I can do so. Need to find. Yeah, I need a minute for it. I believe I do have my document that I used to prepare for behavior interview. I just collected a list of questions, preparing them, answered. Yeah, okay. I will share. Let me organize my screen right now. It will be took some time, but I'm almost here. So preparing for the behavior questions. So what I would like to suggest you, just collect all the questions, especially if you want to apply for some particular companies. You will know that you will have this interview, behavior interview with this company. You can go to one of two resources that really helped me a lot. It's Glassdoor and it's Blind. And start to search or maybe ask people in the blind if you want to about the behavior questions, maybe some, I don't know, common questions, collect them and prepare the answers ahead of time, because for the behavior interview it will be really hard to answer all these questions if you hear them, I don't know, first time. Yeah, for sure, answering on these questions, you have to be, I don't know, it will be like fair, and the answer from your experience. If you imagine something can provide not related results and not related answers, the good interviewer will catch you, and you will, I don't know, it will be miserable experience. Answering, yeah, I prefer to have some framework with answer such questions, like uh, separate my answer in different parts, like a situation, tasks, action, and results. Uh, yeah, and another option is like also add impact and learnings. Impact can be useful for more senior roles, staff role, and especially for managers, for product managers as well, to show some metrics and actual impact and lessons, and it will be always useful because you're learning. Different types of questions for different positions. From in my list, it's questions for staff engineering, T6 usually, or L6 whenever we call it. So when you try to answer some questions for staff positions, it's like a couple of hints. You need to highlight the big impact that you work with multiple teams. Maybe you have, I don't know, a couple of projects, maybe three or more, then can improve the same metrics. So for T6, for staff position, you have to answer a lot of questions about the metrics. So you can be focused on the company as well, not on your team. Yeah, and for a staff position as well, it's like not your team wide, it's company wide initiative. You can also cover and show your experience in this. I also have a list of questions for senior positions. So yeah, one of my favorite and that people frequently ask me, it's like talking about the time you demonstrate audacity. Yeah, fair questions. I prepared a couple of answers with like details like station, problem solution impact stuff. The next common questions that I've been asked before: at what did I learn from the past experience? Maybe some success, failure. This question can be asked in different types, but yeah, it's still like, have you, I don't know, tell people about your success, failure, your achievements, and especially what if it's failure, to tell them about your learnings. Actually, it's like a great hint about the failure questions. They will, I don't know, on the interview will be asked about your failure every time. And it's good questions, and do not afraid about talking about your failure because it's happened a lot. So we're all human. We do have mistakes, and especially why, and especially for it, lots of company have the cultures that called no blame culture. Yeah. So speaking about the failure, just focus about on learnings that you gain from this failure. If you failed, it's okay if you learn about it and you will not the fail next time. Makes sense. The next common questions that in my list, what is a project you're proud of? Yeah, you can be, the answer can be different from the position you apply to. For it can be like technical, non-technical, and I usually ask my interviewer about what they want to hear. So I have a list of answers and examples for the projects that I'm really proud of, but some of them are technical, but the others more related to my manager experience, how I drive the project, and how I collaborate with team. Yeah, and yeah, it can be different, so it's worth to prepare at least a couple of examples. Yeah, one technical, like as a product that you really proud of on the technical side, you create something, cool stuff, cool framework, maybe improve some features, improve your code base, some refactoring, or maybe you even I don't know, implement the new technologies that's not common in the area, I know your development, but you really like it. On the other hand, you can have some big projects, for example, or complicated projects that related with a lot of unknowns, and you deliver it, and you're really proud of that, of the execution of this project, and you can also cover with this question. The next common questions in my list about, uh, yeah, it's talk about the time when you implemented or innovate idea that had a positive impact, or describe an occasion when you were forced to make a quick decision. Yeah, about the station with quick decision, it's really frequently asked me. So usually you can find some answers or examples. Yeah, for example, I usually ask and tell something on my project when I had a lack of time to do something, but I was in a hurry, or maybe I have some self ticket and have to make instant decision how I can solve this error right now, something like this. Um, yeah, interesting questions that I also asked a couple of times. Please describe your manager, or maybe it will be like in more detail with complete conflict of your manager. It can be like related to the other questions, like conflict with your peers, some feedback. Oh, by the way, the question about the feedback is really frequently asked, and I believe any company asked me about the feedback that I receive from the others and what type of feedback I gave them, and how I made it, have this feedback impact me or the others, some learnings, yeah, and so on and so forth. Um, yeah, also question related to the risk. It's like, when was the last time you took a risk? It's like a good question. Um, the question I asked a couple of times, that how I can handle stress or pressure. Yeah, it's usually like answer look about self-awareness and preparation, time management, how I can collaborate, communicate with different team, to not have to have like pressure on myself, delegation, problem solving, and so forth. Yeah, have to manage uncertainty and the ambiguity in your projects. It's also like frequently asked. Yeah, this kind of question. I have a lot of them, but these that I shared, the most common, I believe. Yeah. So I can deep dive if you want to behavior, or we can continue. Yeah. hope I also answered these questions. Yeah, I really enjoy that people join this stream and ask some questions. So I saw, a bunch of people here right now, just a few, but yeah, I wouldn't expect so many actually, and it's great. What's in my list that I can also discuss? Different career track, coding interviews, yeah, lead code style interviews, not. Um, okay, I believe it's like end of my list, but I still can talk in, especially if you have some questions. So I can answer everything that maybe related to United States and work environment here, maybe some other experience. Yeah, I can start with my own experience, how I came here in the United States, and interview preparation. Yeah, I am Russian, and my whole experience and big part of my career, not anymore, I believe, but I was in Russia at that point, and it was hard to start to interview in different languages. Uh, and yeah, I started to learn for sure, learn English to be prepared for the interviews. I also want to join some big companies like Google or something like this. It was like my dream at that point. And the good path, I still think it's a good path for me that I choose before is like I started to interview with smaller companies just to not thinking about the offer, but more for experience. Uh, at that point, we had a lot of startups and small companies that were hiring in Germany, in Berlin. I started to interview for them. I received a lot of offers from Germany. Yeah, I rejected it, but at some point I thought maybe it's time to actually just to move to Germany because they started to offer me like a good amount of money, and it's also point for negotiation. Oh, we'll talk about salary negotiation after it. Yeah, so I received a couple of offers in Germany. Then I started to interview in the other companies and the other countries that were commonly English speaking. It's like UK, Canada, Australia, um, yeah, and the United States as well. Um, for sure, yeah. Eventually, I figure out that the salary are really different. So I received a lot of offers from different companies, different countries. Yeah, as I said, it's also like Canada, United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, um, Portugal, um, but and yeah, Switzerland. Uh, yeah, but one I want to say, maybe the station have changed right now, but uh, United States, Switzerland, and actually in Russia and it's Moscow has three bigger salaries that it was possible at that point. Yeah, United States like way more than the others, so that's why I'm choose to move here. Um, yeah, but here's like taxation and all the stuff that I uncover after it. So you on the paper you have like a big salaries, but eventually you don't have so many money. But for sure, it's also related to, for example, for Germany, who they have like also big taxation. Um, yeah, just practice with small companies before you applying for your target company. Yeah, it's a good path, and I choose it, and I think it's worked for me. You have a good pronunciation. Yeah, thank you. It's nice to listen to you as a native speaker. Oh, really? You're native. Oh, that's great. Um, yeah, thank you for it. I appreciate it. Yeah. What else can I actually think and share with you? Yeah, I want to share something, but I forgot. Just a couple of moments ago. I mentioned it. Yeah, what I was talking is in my path of preparation here. Yep, maybe some other questions. Nope. When you moved to United States, did you already speak in English perfectly, or did you uh, on the spot communication environment? Yeah, it was really. Yeah, I have interesting story. I worked in a while using my English like for work. I work for this company in Southeast Asia. It's called Lazada, and then Alibaba acquired it. Then I ran my own company with my co-founders. So I was a co-founder for my digital agency, and we also operate in Southeast Asia. We had clients in Singapore, Thailand, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I used my English on daily basis for work, but it was like completely different when I joined and moved to United States because speaking with people who is not native on the English, it's easier. You have like small set of words. Yeah, it's really easy to communicate that I learned. But when I joined the company in the United States, I relocate here thinking about yeah, my English is good enough to operate on the work environment. Yeah, sorry. But it turned out that I don't know first couple of months. Uh, I've been on the meetings and trying to figure out what actually happened. Yeah, for sure, it's related to that my lack of knowledge for a particular company, but it also was hard to listen people. Yeah, for them who use this English as a native English, native English. Sorry. Yeah, but it was good experience. The more you go on a lunch with your colleagues, native speakers, or at least to live here in a while, so the faster you will grow your English as well. So, but yeah, I believe it's not required to be proficient in English to start your career in the United States. And another stuff that related to English, so I think I can easily use it for my job. So I can discuss everything that technical related to job related and so on and so forth. But I still struggling if I'm going to on some event, on some bars and so on and so forth, and speak about something like common that happened in my life that happened on the weekend with more colorful details that I can share on my native language. And it's really hard to express the same meaning in English still. But for the work, I believe you don't need to be proficient. I review and interview a lot for the company I'm working on. With yeah, interview a lot of not native speakers, and it doesn't matter. So you can pass the interview whenever in a language you speak. Just you have like intermediate English, and it will be enough. So for the work as well, so it will not take so much time to learn some technical and work related words. So to operate efficiently, yeah. So I can say that in one sentence that language is the less issues that you can face if you join some company. So yeah, yeah. Thank you for these kind of questions. Okay, what interesting happened else in my life when I joined? Yeah, for sure. It's also like different culture. It can be also interesting experience to join. You know, join a team. Maybe your team will be spread across different countries, and you have people with different background, but it's also good. It's like diversity. and it's also good for the company, for the team. You have different opinions, but you have to learn how to work with this. But that simple thing, I believe, like it's under human nature. Yeah. But on the other hand, if you join uh, any big companies, they usually have some trainings to prepare you to work with diversity environment, reduce your unconscious bias about some different person, so on and so forth. Yeah, I remember the time I had a meeting, diversity meeting and unconscious bias meeting, which is also interesting one. And that uncovered me a lot of things that I do, but unconsciously. Um, yeah, I'm not sure that how I can share the learning politely about it, but we can discuss it after. Yeah, it's really interesting learnings. Um, yep. What else? Okay, I think let's wait a bit if we will not have any other questions. So we'll wrap it up. Let's also think about. I can also tell you about the Bay Area, the difference, and maybe you expect from the United States something different. Then you join and actually start to live here. Yeah, I personally had no expectation. I haven't thought to be relocated to United States. It wasn't my dream country. I just choosing it because it was like best options that I had at that point. Yeah, from different countries that I told you before. But yeah, but to fair speaking, for sure, I believe any of engineers want to at least to be maybe I don't know work a bit from Silicon Valley. A lot of myths and cool stories about this. And when you relocate here, you can, yeah, you definitely go through different companies of big companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia right now. Yeah, it's quite great experience to be like a part of a big. Um, yeah, they also have some good preparation in onboardings. So usually when you join some big tech companies, the onboarding takes you up to 6 months. Yeah, it depends on the company. It means that you're learning the company stuff, your domain area stuff, and after such period, you just started to actually work and do your feature, your tasks. But before you're just learning, and it's also like a good thing not to encourage you to start committing your in the code base from the first day because you will learn a lot about the companies, the tools. You will learn about the culture, and also on these onboardings, they usually encourage you. For example, I had like pleasure experience from the meta that I haven't had before. Yeah, just step back. Yeah, I did my entrepreneur experience before and working for my own company and running the company, being a founder and so on and so forth. It's like a pleasure. You're not feeling that you're working. You're just doing for yourself, and it's pure pleasure. And the only place that I experienced the same, it's Meta. And after this onboarding, I was like, I feeling that I can do something great for the world. Maybe it's related to that I will work and working on the products that I'm usually use on my daily basis. For me, it's also like one important stuff that I don't want to join the company as a product that and develop the products that I will want use. So if I use the product, it's definitely more likely and more fun to develop it, think about this product, think about the new features. You know, when you working for the big tech companies, you in cross-functional team, agile, and this kind of stuff, and you don't need to wait that your product manager will come up with good idea. You can think yourself that you can make better for the product and create the project, communicate across teams or inside your team, gather resources and execute it, or maybe find some other resource, some other engineers. From my past, I had, I don't know, interesting kind of ideas. I create some tech spec, pager, product documentation, collaborate with product engineers, product managers about how we can improve it, and we create some documentation, collect some gather metrics that can be changed if we deliver it. Yeah, communicate with engineer managers to gather more resources, and for some of such of projects that I come up with idea, I didn't have the time or bandwidth for actually executing, but I draw it. I just working not as a manager for a particular project, but I was a point of contact. The other people actually wrote the code, the other communicate to solve some issues, but I was the person who lead it, and it was like also pleasure. If you're working for the big tech companies, you even as an engineer, you come up with ideas and deliver it. Yeah, it's one of the things that encouraged me a lot. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I hope this stream was useful. Yeah, at least for the people who joined and left. Maybe they will see it in the future on the recording. Yeah, I can say thank you everyone who joined at least for a couple of seconds. And yeah, let's wait. I see people like people still joining. If you have any questions, you can post it. I will wait a bit, and then yeah, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, looking forward to your questions. Any questions, actually, it can be work related, not work related, but maybe I can useful to answer them. Be inside of, I don't know, big tech companies, Silicon Valley, United States, whenever, or maybe in tech. Also, like on top of my mind, yeah, I see like a lot of people on junior positions started to find something interesting and job openings. But yeah, it's really hard for engineers to find, but it's still easier to AI or ML engineers, maybe some data scientists. So, and I was thinking sometimes that maybe need to change my field and learn something from ML, which is also interesting. I have had my couple of pet projects with neural networks and some physical devices that use it neural networks. So it's like one of my interest, and I believe it's still growing and it's easier to find AI job compared to software engineering job. But generally speaking about AI, yeah, we do have more and more AI. Oh, by the way, have you seen Tesla a couple of days ago when they presented the robot cabs, taxi, robot vans, and all the stuff? Yeah, so AI among us, between us. And I do use it a lot on my daily basis. And I think if you know that happens, that I will join some company and this company will not use AI, it will be like not so pleasure experience, unfortunately. For example, uh, like something like um, the things that help you to write a code in your IDE, finish line. So it's not autocomplete like it was before, but you can just write down some comments and convert it to actual code. It's usually works for me for the boring part, like create some piece of unit test, like where, when, these things. For UI part, also can be useful like AI code generation. Yeah, I use it a lot. For the text backend, for sure, the most popular thing of AI usage for me is like writing code like help assistant, um, and text backs. So you can write down something, can ask AI to fill up gaps, add more information, maybe some correct grammar or something like this. So it's really, really useful, at least for me. Yeah, for the coding part, I believe, as I said, I use AI for the coding on daily basis. And for me, like I'm writing the car with automotive transmission, and when if I will join a company where the AI is not allowed and I have to write the code using my hands, so it will be like a move back to from the auto transmission to the manual one, and for sure it's not a pleasure experience. Yeah. Yeah, another questions that we have. How long does it usually take to complete all the stage of your interview with a big company, from the first call to the offer? Yeah, it's really depends. So, but you obviously have a couple of options. Um, I choose and use it, in the past couple of times. So you can do the regular process. Usually, have it happen. You contact HR, or HR will contact you. You will, come up on the phone call, discuss some stuff, and they will help. They will tell you that, okay, how much time you need to be prepared for the interview. Usually, it takes 1 or 2 months before your the first phone call. Especially, it can be useful if you haven't prepared at all, and you have to recap, have to use lead code, and so on and so forth. For example, I can say that I know do lead code styles of task pretty good. But for example, working for this company a couple of years and do not exercise lead code, and when you just open it, you have to start from the start, and even I know easy task can be hard for you. So you need some time to recap and uh, gain some knowledge, have to gain some experience, I believe, have to work with lead code tasks. And then after it, it's usually about a couple of weeks to go through these interview steps. So usually it's like a phone interview. When you passed the phone interview, you will have some gap of a couple of days. You can also ask for his time for preparation, and then you will have on site. From a couple of years ago, before the COVID, they literally invite you on site, and you go to the office, write the code on the whiteboard, and everything happened on the one day. So it's slightly changed right now. So everything right now, mostly everything right now, can be online, but usually you will also have all the interviews in the same day, like all the 5 interviews, like couple of coding, couple of system design, behavior, depends on your position and your track. Yeah, it can be like spread in 2 days, like 2 interviews one day and the other in another day. But like once again, keep in mind you have a phone interview, then some gap, and on-site interview, like 2 pieces. It can take a couple of weeks, and then if you pass this on-site interview, depending on the company, on the team, and so forth, some different circumstances. Yeah, you will wait a bit, maybe a week, usually no more, and they will come back with you with some answers, maybe some team matching step, uh, maybe not, and yeah, you will discuss offer. So, from my experience for the big tech companies, if you don't need to prepare or skip this part from the first, like I need a couple of months to be prepared for this interview. The interview process take a month or two, but there is also option to speed it up. In case you have an offer, I do have, you know, a lot of these examples in my experience. For example, I gained the first offer, and the other, HR for the good company, the private company to me, contacted me and asked me, "Do you want to, you know, go through the interviews process, maybe join us?" And I say, "Okay, I currently have an offer, and yeah, if we can speed up, so let's try it out. If not, so sorry, I don't have a couple of months to go through the interview process." And for this case, if you want to speed it up, so it's usually 2 weeks. From my experience, it's 2 weeks for the big tech companies. Yeah, and usually it's like two cases. The first case is when you want to, and you will be easier to approve for the speed up and expedited process if you have an offer. And second one, for example, if you laid off, or anyway just left the company and you on visa, so you can ask to expedite process for a couple of weeks, because you don't you actually want to find another company soon, and you don't have time on your visa to wait. So it's also like valuable case to expedite your interview process. Yeah, it also works for me. um, yeah. And for not such big companies, the entry process definitely faster. Yeah, I can say that for fun companies, really big ones, it's a couple of months. Uh, for small companies, it's a couple of weeks up to months. Yeah. Also, according to current higher phrases and all this stuff. So here's also an option. You can go through this process, and they said, okay, we do not have open positions, and you have to wait. I know a lot of people, for example, who received offers, I don't know, in January this year, but actually joined the company during the summer after half a year. A lot of time, but they just gave an offer, but the position was closed. Yeah, something it is. That happened. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I think, yeah, it's time to wrap it up. Yeah, still post your questions in comment for this video. I will try to answer them. We'll have a lot of. We will create another video. Another. Uh, Sorry, my birds. They also want to have some attention. Yeah. Yeah, just want to say thank you. Oh, yeah, another question. How did you change? Sorry, just one moment. Yeah, how did you change your company when you had an O1 visa? Yeah, it's tricky. Um, you, I think, you have to apply for O1 visa. Like start the process over from scratch. and apply with the same set of documents, where maybe you have another set of documents, and use it to apply for the new company. It's pretty straightforward process. For example, if you just obtain your visa or one visa in a couple of years, you change a company, you can use basically the same package that you have your for original O1 visa for the new company. I believe here is also like a process to change the companies that you assign to for the visa, but I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not really know how to this going. But yeah, you can reapply for your O1 visa, or maybe you can either apply for H1B once again. So for some cases, H1B is way more useful than O1 actually. On the other hand, if you work for the company a couple of years, usually from the first day you can apply for EB2 visa, which is like green card, and they basically need the same set of documents that you used for O1 visa. So if you want to stay here, one while, you want to green card, just collect everything that you used for O1 visa, maybe something else, a couple of more speeches on the conference, some case, more articles, and apply for EB2 and obtain a green card, and then freely change your work. Yeah. And also, here's different types of O1 visas. So it can be like the visas that are assigned to your company, your employer, or if you make it by your own with your, I don't know, lawyers, um, the visa will be assigned not the company, but for your agent. Usually it's your lawyer or some other company, and you basically change your employer, but your agents be the same. So no difference for O1 visa. I personally do not know how to work it for software engineering, but I do have friends with O1 visas in different areas like journalism, photography, tattoos, and they had like O1 assigned to the agent, and they can switch their employer freely. I believe it's the same applicable for engineerings, for for any kind of companies, but need to consult with lawyers about it. Cool. I so impressed with your questions. So many of them. Uh, yeah. Thanks a lot. Okay. Yeah. As far as there is no more questions, let's finally wrap it up. We'll give more attention for my parents. um, yeah. Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward for to your questions. We'll answer them. Thank you. See you in the future. And if you have some ideas and topics, share. And if you want to, I don't know, some specific detailed topic, like prepare some video for you about, I don't know, some specific case, specific, I don't know, anything, you can ask, and I will do it. It will be useful for me as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Yeah. See ya. Bye. Thank you.